Ian from Lean Media. Today, I'm going to be talking about major changes to the Shopify Fulfillment Network that you need to know about if you use SFN. If this video helps, please take a moment to like it and follow me, and let's get started. So if you log into your Shopify shop and then you go to Apps Fulfillment Network, which used to be called Shopify Fulfillment Network, you'll see a message at the top that says change in service, logistics experience with Flexport. And basically what happened is Shopify, which invested a lot in trying to set up its own fulfillment network, I think in part to help its vendors and partners compete with Amazon, it's decided to back out of that. It's decided that fulfillment and logistics is not its core business, so they're getting rid of Shopify Fulfillment Network and basically sold the operation to Flexport, which is a third-party logistics provider. They have a service called Deliverr, and they actually sent me a message about this. This is an email that I got yesterday. Shopify's logistics services have been acquired by Flexport and will now be Shopify's official logistics partner. You had to opt into it, which I've already done, and then it talks a little bit about who's taking over, Deliverr, a Flexport company. So it's a multi-channel fast fulfillment logistics provider. They have an app, seller portal, all of these other things, and that sounds encouraging. But there are a couple things that I'm a little bit concerned about. I'm going to talk about them here. First of all, once you get this email, if you have the SFN app enabled with your store, there's messages if you don't want to transition, removing inventory, disposing of inventory, et cetera, et cetera. What I suggest you do before you do anything is actually look at the FAQ. You click on it, you come to this particular page, SFN app transition to Deliverr, a Flexport company. Skip this whole process and go straight to the bottom about the FAQ. And like, for instance, what does the new pricing look like? What will happen to my SFN inventory if I migrate to seller portal? What will happen to my Shopify store? So these are very valid questions for any serious Shopify seller. And I read them before I decided to opt into the Flexport arrangement, but I still have a couple hangups about things. And one of them concerns the pricing. What does the new pricing look like? Deliverr and SFN rate cards exactly the same, so there's no changes to your current plan. That's great. What I'm worried about is the future plan, because invariably what happens when you get offloaded to some third-party service provider, there's a honeymoon period, everything looks great, there's a good pricing plan, and then inevitably they jack up the price. I don't know when it's going to happen with Flexport, but it will happen for sure. The other thing that happens is they might not jack up the price, but they might force certain minimum sales levels to even participate in the program. Or if you don't meet a certain sales level, they'll push you down to another tier that takes away some benefits or costs more on a per unit basis or something like that. So I'm a little bit apprehensive about that particular detail. And of course, we won't know because Flexport and Shopify won't tell us about it. And if it happens, let's say 2 years from now, Shopify may say, well, this is Flexport's business now, and they have the right to make changes like that. Too bad for you. So I'm a little bit concerned that even though this looks like the pricing is going to remain stable, I'm not really sure that it's not. The other question that I have about this is whether the service levels will improve or degrade with compared to SFN. So I do use SFN quite a bit. I've had, let's say, in the past year and a half, I've been using SFN. I've had something like 30 shipments, and usually these are big shipments. I send in multiple boxes at once. And if I have a problem, I can contact someone at Shopify. They've generally been very helpful. I feel that Shopify is a company that really looks out for my interests as a seller, and I think that carried over to SFN. I'm not really sure that this Flexport is going to be as concerned about my company's success as Shopify was. So that's another kind of big question mark for me. I'm concerned about it. On the other hand, I don't really have many other choices right now. I mean, basically the choices open to me are to go with Flexport or to not go with Flexport. If I don't go with Flexport, either I have to find another third-party logistics provider or 3PL, or I have to take shipping back in-house. And I did that. My company did that for a long time. It was a very stressful thing for me and my one other employee who were doing this. It took up a lot of my time. I don't like dealing with it, and that's basically why I went all in with SFN last year, because I recognized that this was a good way for me to concentrate on areas of my business that are very important. For instance, growing the business, developing new products, etc., and not dealing with the headaches of shipping. And Shopify Fulfillment Network provided a very good service level for me. It helped me take a big headache off of my hands, and I felt that Shopify was a true partner of mine, just as they are for my website. And now that SFN is going dark and it's switching over to Flexport, I'm not really sure that the nice sounding FAQ is going to make the guarantee of good service levels that I've experienced in the past with SFN. Despite how sunny and friendly that it sounds. So that's kind of my take on it. I hope that I'm wrong about those particular issues, pricing, and whether Flexport will look out for my interests. But as a seller, I have a right to be concerned and I have a right to express them, and that's my take on this. So if this video helped you out, please take a moment to like it and follow me. Feel free to leave comments on wherever you're seeing this video. And also, if you go to leanmedia.org, that's my official blog and video channel. I have tons more posts on selling, whether it's selling on Amazon, using Shopify, or using other e-commerce platforms and marketing platforms to grow your business. Thank you so much for watching.